Hey guys, so this is part two. Easy answers back. So, as you know, part one was very long and detailed and what have you, and I kind of fear that part two is going to be the same. But notice this time we don't have Claressa in the mix because in this particular part two, again, it's about Easy answering back at Pat, okay? She's not going to be in what we're going to discuss. I mean, she's there here and there, but this is something that we're going to be delving into a little bit more. And you may be wondering, why did I name this Hip Hop Heartbreak, Scandal, Smear Campaign, and Setup? And who are these people in the back here? Well, it's a couple of things. The people in the back is going to play a significant role as we go through. As you can see, the main characters here is going to be Remy Ma, Eazy the Black Captain, Black Captain, and Papoose, right? The reason why I named this Scandal, Smear Campaign, and Setup is because I took a second look at this post from Papoose. Actually, I took several looks at this post from Papoose. And it's the Christmas post, you know, the Christmas post, right? And I want to read something. I want to read it again to you. And then we're going to go from there. Now, Pap says in the Christmas post, once again, this was dated Monday, December 25th at 10:34 p.m. It was at night, right? And Pat made specifically to show this for a reason. This was in Remy's phone, by the way. And he says, while I was at home with my daughter last Christmas, this is where Remy Ma was, and he has at Remy Ma was. Now that I finally, in bold letters, and this will be seen, this will be posted. Now that I finally moved on, she's angry and making up lies. Hashtag narcissist. I told her we could divorce like adults. She refuses to do that because I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock this chump out. Talking about Easy. I still got the messages of her begging me to lie about the knockout. But who cares? He didn't throw one punch back. Super soft. Hashtag super soft. Last time I saw this chump, he was in the fetal position. Everybody saw it. When I knocked him out, Remy woke him up and went home with him for 4 days. I went home with my daughter. As you can see, she couldn't wait to lie about it again. Shaking my head, narcissist. I didn't knock him out because he slept with my wife. I knocked him out because he shook my hand and then slept with my wife. Then, of course, he has an hashtag ex-wife and hashtag narcissist. Now, why does that make me read this again? Because when you think about what happened that night, when he's supposed to have knocked Easy out that day, we'll talk about everything. Um, that happened in a grudge match. So that's leading us to think that that's when he found out that him, Remy and Easy was together. So before we go any further, of course, Remy did respond back, and she showed the video of her, Pap, and some other relatives right there on Christmas Day with their daughter, both of them there with their daughter, while her daughter was opening up gifts. So right there, that threw me because that was throwing a narrative. That was showing like Remy wasn't with her kid. Now at night, who cares? By that time, them kids are asleep. If it's 10:34 p.m. at night, it's safe to say she's probably asleep because they've been playing all day. Who hasn't done that? But it kind of got to me because another part of it was that he said everybody saw him knock out Eazy. Now for months and months and months and months and months, it's been rumors about what really happened at this particular event. Okay. This event was Father's Day weekend. It was called the Grudge Match, Grudge Card. Um, it was several female battlers. It was supposed to be grudges or what have you. Specifically, there was a lot of technical difficulties that was going on that night. And there was also a battler by the name of, I believe, Tori Doe, who was supposed to rap that night. I'll double check that, but she was supposed to rap that night, but she didn't, which always seemed weird. She took the money and everything. She was supposed to battle, I think, against Shayna Ashley, if I'm not mistaken. And she didn't rap one round. All she kept saying was round. That's it. And 40 Bars and Yoshi G got into it. Oh, they are like nemesis, arch enemies. They end up getting into what would have been a little scuffle, if you will. Remy and Eazy put Yoshi in the back. I don't know where 40 Bars was at, but I remember when it was being talked about that Yoshi was in the back. The only people that was in the back was Yoshi, Remy, some security, and Eazy. Um, there was also some bloggers that was getting direct information at that time. And they were getting information. They kept saying they was getting information from Pap's camp, Remy's camp too. It was a crazy experience that night. All of this stuff happened on that night. Not Christmas. This was Father's Day, right? That Father's Day weekend. This is when we seen the post from Remy, a post from Eazy, but we never saw a corroborating post from Pat. All we saw from Pat was family over everything and showed Happy Father's Day without Remy being there. He had a whole picture of his kids there without Remy being anywhere in sight. Now, if you noticed anything about Remy and them back before all of this incidents and stuff, Remy was always in the pictures with Pat when it came to Father's Day, everything. She would say she would have these beautiful glowing posts about Pat and Father's Day and what have you. This time it was nothing. And she didn't even bother to even put anything on there. Nothing, right? So it got me to thinking. I think we need to really think about this again. So there have been people who has kind of had mixed, it's been mixed feelings that people felt that Eazy should not have responded yesterday, right? Now he was the last one to respond because it was him who was last. The people who really showed their ass yesterday was Claressa, Remy, and Pat. He didn't mention anything. Eazy didn't jump in and anything until the picture got shown here, right? So the Christmas picture got shown. That's when Eazy decided that he was going to go live. Eazy also said a couple of things that was very revealing about what really happened that night. But so did Remy. See, Remy made one last post before she stopped completely. And I don't know if everybody caught this post, but I'm going to read it I'm just going to read the whole thing and then we're going to break this down, okay? Remy said, "You hated that I started my battle rap league and was mad I was helping other rappers over you. You literally said you was going to try to destroy it. I'm so sick of the fake knockout story. Now we snitching? You never Oh, you know you never wanted me to and wouldn't even have to tell me not to bring that up. And even though you lied and exaggerated tremendously, you had just got the permanent permission, but I think it's supposed to be position at TuneCore and begged me to get the only other person there to not say nothing. Everyone knew what they heard happened, not what they actually saw. And you kept saying, see, it'll go away, when actually you snuck in and out like a thief in the night with a mask on. But my security guard knew you through the mask. I'm assuming she's saying through the mask because he knows you then ran out. You help create a false narrative to the public by feeding battle rappers in my company stories and paying for info. Not to mention, you texted the man saying she set you up, then texted me saying thank you for setting him up. Thank God everybody that really knows me, respects me, and knows I would never do no shit like that. Could have got me killed. Then you made me go to the awards with you and act like everything was okay. All 'cause you was jealous to see me being treated nicely and like I mean something. Okay, I'll stop. Maybe. I want you to take time in just to digest that a little bit. Of all the stuff that Remy was throwing out there yesterday or the day before, now of course because this is a part two, on that day on Nuclear Day, this is the most I've seen her be vulnerable in these messages. That, and of course when he was saying that she wasn't around her daughter, right? Notice the last part when she said, all 'cause you was jealous to see me being treated nicely and like I mean something. There's a lot of information here that we need to unpack. I think that because Pap sent that or posted that Christmas meme, he inadvertently exposed the true timeline about what happened. And why I say that is because when Eazy comes up, Eazy explains that Pap is playing victim. Remember, at the end of the message, Pap said that he hit Eazy, or if you want to say knocked him out, because not because he slept with his wife, but because he shook his hand then slept with his wife. So it's leading us to believe that he's been knowing Eazy a while. He shook his hand, got to know him, and then come to find out months or years later, what have you, from the last, because the last time from what I was understanding at first, Eazy met Remy or started talking to Remy around as business partners, nothing else, but just started doing business with Remy at the Hitman Holla time, right? So you automatically go there. It's like, okay, he was there. Pap was there at the Hitman Holla Eazy the Block Captain battle. He was there, and that's where Eazy could have shook his hand, right? He was there for that, so he shook his hand then, and then later he ended up having an affair with Remy. That's how it seems like it was supposed to play out, right? But if you listen to Eazy said this man has been knowing about him, which is Eazy, and Remy for 2 years.
Newsflash. The nigga knew a few months before our battle hit me and holler. The nigga knew already. I know he up there trying to play victim and all of that shit, but the nigga been knew. He knew 2 years ago. I ain't gonna lie. Give me don't let the nigga cap y'all niggas up. The nigga been knew. He been knew. And I'm gonna tell y'all how he knew. So how he knew is the nigga, the nigga that y'all think that's so thorough, he put a recording device in Remy's car. So how he knew is he was bugging her fucking car. So like that's how the nigga knew. The nigga's a weirdo for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like that. When niggas gonna keep it $1 here. You know what I'm saying? Like that. He bugged the car, and you couldn't really hear me on the other side, but you could hear her talking to me. So that's how he knew. And it's not cap. I got all the proof. So as soon as he say it's cap, I'm gonna show niggas all the proof. I'm just keeping $1 here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like that. So I'm gonna just say under the circumstances that I was in, I was under everything that basically is niggas done already split up already. Like motherfuckers was living on 2 separate, you know what I'm saying, houses and all of that shit like that, 2 separate stages of the houses, and motherfuckers wasn't fucking with each other, and niggas was doing them, and cocktails was doing them. So like that's how I got. So technically, so when I tell y'all niggas that I really ain't take nobody from nobody, I really be dead serious. I really don't be capping for real. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I really be like, yo, I really ain't take nobody, you know what I'm saying, like that. You know what I mean? Like that. So, you know what I mean?
So that completely obliterates the timeline that we've all been following. We've been following the Grudge Mat card timeline. We need to follow the Hitman Holla card timeline. As a matter of fact, we need to follow the timeline before Hitman Holla, because from what Eazy is saying, Pat found out, and I have the recording, and I'm going to play these recordings, okay? Pat found out that Remy and Eazy was talking because Pap bugged Remy's car. Now, before you say, well, if I have a suspicion about my mate or spouse cheating, I might do that as well. That doesn't mean that she wasn't cheating. That doesn't mean that he was cheating first. It means that it apparently is lining up like Remy was cheating and he had a suspicion. So it's still in Pap's favor, right? Because according to Eazy, he found out a couple of months before the Hitman battle of exactly who it was, which was Eazy. Okay. And I get that. I get that. I received that and I get that. That does make a lot of sense if you're looking at it from that perspective. Like, well, it still shows that Remy must have been cheating, right? But if you also listen to what Eazy says, Eazy stated very clearly that them two weren't together. And I think he's either saying that they weren't even in the same house or they just wasn't around each other in the same house. But they were clearly not together anymore. The people who didn't know that they weren't together was the outside people. But Remy knew they weren't together and Pat knew they weren't together. And Pat still wanted to shake Eazy's hand. Even though he know that they weren't together, and he still went to the event, and he's told Eazy that he was a fan of his.
He said, yo, I shook his hand. This nigga probably said, yo, I ain't knocked the nigga out because I shook his, because he fucked my wife. I knocked this nigga out because he shook my hand, then fucked my wife. You sound like a pussy. Here's the thing, nigga, I ain't know you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And if you want to keep it a bean, if you want to tell the real story, my nigga, I was on the whole opposite side from you. And I was just like, yo, I don't want to meet the nigga. You came up to me and told me you was a fan of mine.
And shook his hand. Now we're fast forwarded again when he used that timeline as if Eazy was sneaking around behind his back. Now, the only person who really can clear up everything, let's be real, is Remy, right? Remy can be the one to say, "Hey, we weren't together then. Stop playing." That man didn't do that. Because I will say this. Let's take it back for a minute. For those of you who don't know, when this shit first hit the fan, when them tapes dropped and there was speculation and everything, Eazy got excoriated. Everybody was blaming Eazy for messing up Black Love, everything, right? He took the hits. Nobody came out. It was only him taking them hits. And I will say, Remy, that is your fault because you could have stopped that part. Your post, your Twitter post didn't do enough. Because now everybody looking at Eazy like he broke up, like I said, like he broke up Black Love. That also affected some of his business moves. Because you have people who are married, who are men, and they're looking at you like, wait, you messed with one of the dudes that you think about who Papoose is to people. Papoose is one of the best lyricists that we ever know, and from all accounts and all everything that we've seen of Papoose, he always held Remy down. He talked about loving her and protecting her, and he talked, showering her from what we knew of. He always showered her with the best compliments, all of this stuff, and here you go messing up a happy home. And if it wasn't so happy, you still you added to the being a catalyst to the relationship, right? So Eazy took the hit, and that is a misstep on Remy's part. That I will say that Remy, that is your fault right there. That part there is your fault. Okay, and it threw Eazy out the game a little bit. Now we're going to fast forward a little bit here. Now we go from the grudge match, which happened around June, and we fast forward to I Do What I Want. I believe I Do What I Want was done in September. I Do What I Want was the card that Eazy and Geechee Gotti headlined. Okay? So mind you, contracts was already signed around May or something like that. Eazy and Geechee was gearing up for this big battle here. Boom, this bombshell hits in June. Everybody talking about it. So by the time the battle comes for Eazy and Geechee, what did Geechee do? He used it, and he used it on Remy, right? The infamous third round. Okay, so subsequently, everybody in the culture basically thinks that, or has it's come to like a unanimous decision that Geechee won. Now, Eazy feels like Geechee did not win because Geechee was speaking to Remy instead of speaking to him. But I'm gonna give you the reason why I think Geechee won. This is my opinion. I did give it 2-1 Geechee, but I'm gonna tell you why, Eazy. The reason why Geechee won was because of you, not him. Y'all was 1-1, but because you did not counter out right on your second round, you opened that third round for him. That's why. That's my opinion, though. But we're gonna move past that. So I will say this: Geechee was stand up in the fact that he didn't drop no tapes. There was a thing going around that Eazy was telling everybody that him and Rim was together. That was the rumor. He was going around behind the scenes telling everybody that him and Rim is together, him and Rim is together. So it was making it look like he was clout chasing and trying to, get noticed about him being with Remy, right? That was the perception because all of us who are fans of battle rap and outside, when we were hearing, all we kept hearing was like, he keeps telling everybody. He keeps telling everybody. It's like, why is he opening up his mouth about this shit? What's going on, right? So it's making him look like a clout chaser. It's making him look like he broke up a happy home, right? That's what it's making it look, right? So Geechee did his due diligence, and I am happy to say that. Look, Geechee Gotti is one of Remy Ma's favorite rappers. Geechee is not part of anything like this. This is just for referencing, okay? He did what he was supposed to do as a battle rapper. He took what was out there and he used it. That's what they all do. Battle rap is very toxic, but it's fun, but it's toxic, right? So he did what he's supposed to do. There's no hard feelings between Geechee and Remy, from my understanding. Even when all of this shit happened and blew up, Geechee kept it all respectful and kept it pure battle rap, right? He ain't go out there and say, yeah, I said, he didn't, he did what he was supposed to do. He kept the pure battle rap, right? Everybody else took from it the way they did it because it was outside of battle rap at this point. So in the battle, Geechee's mentioning that Eazy's running his mouth. There was a snippet of a tape that dropped from a particular blogger who basically paid for the tape because this tape was recorded and had Eazy on this tape. And it has some damaging things on the tape. It does sound like it was cut and pasted on some things, but if you got to take out the salacious. It's a lot of salaciousness in there. You got to take it out to really listen to the context of the tape. What I find interesting about the context of the tape that it kind of matches up with the post that Remy put there, that last post that people aren't talking about, and what Eazy has said in his video. Also, it puts into play another thing that we need to talk about, and why I think that this was supposed to be a smear campaign. Now, this is all pure speculation, okay? This is just my process of thought. I haven't spoken to anybody about anything, but this was really weird how that Christmas post and Remy's last post strikes differently to me than all the other posts. There's a couple of bloggers that came out. I got one specifically that says Eazy didn't get knocked out. He spoke to the battler that was behind the scenes, and she emphatically says that Eazy didn't get knocked out.
The lie is more entertaining than the truth, so you don't really have to, it don't matter what you say, bro. I spoke to Yoshi a long time ago. She told me that he did not get knocked out, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that whole narrative of him in a fetal position, no, I don't believe that it happened because the person that was in the room told me no. Now, did he slump over? Did he hold his head? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get hit, you might lean over a little bit. Is that you know what I'm saying? It's a lean or whatever. Or it's you know what I'm saying? If somebody sneak you. Are you crawled up in a fetal position on the floor? No. I never have ran with that story that Eazy was knocked out. That's not what I heard. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard from people that don't like Eazy, people like Hustle and all these other people that had an agenda against him. But no, that's not what I heard happen. But Eazy, you don't have to defend that, bro.
But the thing is, that's strange. The night that it happened, everybody got the news that something happened, right? Because there was who was it? There was a battle rap show that was on, and they got the call from a rapper that let them know, yeah, something happened in the background over there at the grudge match card, right? So none of the bloggers knew anything. The battle rappers was getting this information. At the same time, the Star Report, I got a call from this woman who talks about the incident. And I'm going to play it, right? But before I play it, I will say this. Star, at the end of the day, basically says she capping. Whoever this person is, she's capping. This person hangs up the phone, right? When you listen to it, you can hear the little change in the tone when he says, where was this at? And the person is on like a speakerphone or something. It says whispers. So it's almost like she's getting fed this information. She has a really a deep New York accent. Of course, this happened in New York. But this mysterious woman calls, and from there, it takes off that Eazy got hit. And not only did Eazy get hit, but Eazy got knocked out.
Area code 786. There's a rumor going around that Papoose beat the brakes off of a battle rapper. Are you up to speed? Eazy the Block Captain.
Hello.
Hey, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm terrible. Who's this? You gonna make me better?
My name is Nisi. I'm actually calling about the topic of Remy and Eazy the Block Captain. Oh, it's not a fake story. It's definitely true.
I'm listening. Come on.
Well, I was there last night. I actually it happened in the VIP room. I actually got back there by mistake. I'm looking for the bathroom, and I walk past. I see Papoose, and it was kind of like an aggressive motion, and Papoose swing. Next thing I know, Eazy was on the floor, and it was a lot of commotion, and people were running out of the room. Remy came in, her security came behind her, and then they closed the door, and they were arguing. So this whole it didn't happen. That's bullshit. He did go night-night. Papoose put Eazy the Block Captain to sleep last night. What it was about, I don't know, but he was playing Remy very close last night, a little too close for comfort. So I don't know why they trying to.
Well, hang on a second. Hang on. Now, somebody could have sent you to call in. Can you email me your IG page?
Oh no.
Hang on. Can you
what?
email me your IG page? I won't say your name so that I can know who I'm talking to.
My IG? I mean, I didn't take any pictures for IG or anything like that.
Hang on. Slow down. I said, can you email me your IG information so I can see who I'm talking to? I won't say who you are. Can you do that?
Sure, that's no problem.
Okay. Now, so you were at the event. Where was the event at? Give us some details.
It was in Whispers. The event was in Whispers.
Whispers where? Where's that?
In Queens.
Queens, New York. Okay.
Yes, Queens, New York.
How much did you pay for a ticket?
I didn't pay. I came with a friend of mine who's actually part of the battle rap culture. I'm not really into that, but he kind of convinced me to pull up, and
okay.
I was like, okay, cool.
Okay, so you were.
I mean, the event was nice.
Hang on. So you were in the VIP area, and you're not into battle rap, but you recognized Eazy the Block Captain. That's what you're saying, yes?
I mean, put it like this. This is not my thing, but I'm familiar with the few people who are, like, popular right now. I was going to the bathroom, and I was trying to find the most, quietest area, because there was a lot of commotion that just happened with the female battlers. They had just, like, was clearing out the area. And so I was trying to find, like, the bathroom. And then that's when everything kind of 1, 2, 3. And I peeked in to see what happened because a guy is pushing out of the way. And when I looked, I see Papoose kind of like a swinging motion. And he instantly dropped Eazy. And a female came out the room. And then next thing you know, Remy came running past me, her security, and there was like closed doors, and everybody kind of like.
Now, hang on a second. So Remy ran past you. Did she grab Papoose? Did she grab Eazy and pick him up and say, baby?
No,
hang on. Did Remy grab Eazy and say, baby, are you okay? What did Remy do? She hung up. She capping.
Now, when we talk about, and I'm going to play this, okay? We're playing it. But when we talk about the recording that you actually hear Eazy talking about the situation that happens, Eazy says he got hit with 2 clean joints.
That nigga couldn't even knock me out. Nigga don't even hit that hard too. No blood, no nothing. No blood, no scratch, no nothing. Nigga, he had 2 clean joints.
I don't know how he got past the security guard, but he got past the security guard. The walls is an L shape. I'm on the wall, and literally the nigga he literally sneaked me. He do sneak me. He do sneak me, and that's where the 2 clean joints come into the hand. He do sneak me, bop. But when I never fell.
He didn't knock him out. No blood, no nothing. You hear him say no blood, no nothing, right? He got hit with 2 clean joints. Now, the reason why this is so hard for it to be so credible is because Eazy lied, right? Eazy did lie. But let's look at everything in context, and I'm not taking up for anybody. I just look at stuff in context to make it make sense. Yes, Eazy lied. He sure did. He lied about that whole night. But why did he lie? Who was he lying for? He was lying for Remy. And who was she lying for? She was lying for Pat. So 2 of them got on code. The other one let the shit just happen the way it was. she was lying for Pap. And Eazy was actually lying for Pap too, because Pap had just started his job at TuneCore. If you look at the post way back in the moments, Pap just started TuneCore probably about a couple of months in. So they didn't want to mess up his position. He didn't want to mess up his position, right? Also, you got to think about New York. New York don't play when it comes to fighting and all that stuff. You're at a particular venue. The owner of the venue finds out that there was a fight that took place there. You think that owner? What do you think the responsibility of that owner is to do? So it ain't no telling if Remy had to pay that owner to shut the hell up or not. We don't know. I'm just speculating. All of this is speculation. Okay, this is just me thinking. So you just join me in the rabbit hole, okay? So if I was Eazy, I would have lied too. Because there's a lot riding on everything. One, Pat could get arrested for hitting Eazy. Okay? Two, Eazy ain't the only one in the conversation. It's Eazy, Remy, Pat, and whomever else is there that Remy is trying to tell to shut the hell up to. Please don't say nothing. Also, during that time, there was a Hip Hop is Real interview that was out. Everybody in the battle
Nah, hey, I gotta ask if you want to address.
rap community talked about Hip Hop is Real because he was able to talk to Pat. Pat was with Gilly that day, and he asked Pat, "Wait, what happened?" That part two never came out. Now that Remy probably has something to do with it, I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure. So it was a lot that was riding on Eazy being quiet. So Eazy took the brunt of it. So while everybody was calling Eazy a liar, it wasn't that he was lying to save himself. He was lying because Remy asked him to. It was more than just him in this scenario that was going on. There was financial situations and could have been some possible legal situations with the venue too. Okay? Not making excuses, just throwing out the context there. Okay? Now, there's something else that's very peculiar about what Remy just said. Remember the part when she's talking about you sent that man a text, and I know I might end up repeating myself. You sent that man a text and sent that man a text talking about I set him up, then sent me a text saying thank you for setting him up. Here's the video of Eazy explaining this.
People, right? We get in the car. I get a text message that say, "Yo, get out the car. She just lied you." So I'm literally in the car. This is literally like 10 minutes after the whole situation. It was like, yo, I get a text from my phone and say, yo, get out the car. She just lied you. So I'm looking at the text. I'm mad as shit already. By the time your man Haas come, he come up. The people text me again like, yo, if you're still in the car, yo, get out the car. She just lied you. I show her the fucking text. I still have it. I still have the text. So it's like, so when y'all see me have the recording.
So Eazy's talking about this particular part here. Is right. It seems like, I hate to say it, but it seems like Pat set Remy up. And he had help doing it. All of this was a smear campaign and a scandal. I think that the Grudge 23 match card night was a complete setup to fail so bad that Remy probably felt like I can't do this anymore. I also think that recording came out a certain time, a certain way, because that was supposed to destroy Eazy. Why do I say that? Well, another entity allegedly may have had their hands in it. I'm not going to say the entity's name because I don't want to get in trouble by anybody. But the other entity did speak with one of the bloggers, and another blogger also mentioned that they've been hearing things that the full tape was going to drop, right?
For this situation. Or maybe it's a situation where they could have been split. A lot of people saying behind the scenes like they could have been split. Maybe he thought it was over. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like Papoose say so, I'm gonna tell everybody everything. It was over. You just in your feelings at this point. I don't know. We'll never know unless somebody catch Eazy again. Somebody catch him talking again. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody. We got somebody who said, the audio is out, but nobody really knows what's going on. I'm saying it's all joke. I think P had the audio. I think he had it. I'm sorry, P. I think you had allegedly. I think you had the audio. I remember talking to. I ain't gonna say everything. I remember talking to P, and I'm like, how you know though? How you know? I know. I'm like, but how you know though? Like, how you for real? How you know? Like, how you really be knowing? Like, how you know about this? Trust me, I know the audio's gonna come out. It's over, P. Knew everything. It is over. As soon as everybody with that P, it came out. The audio came out. It's over. P gave it to everybody. Over for me. I ain't say he gave it to any man. I'm just saying, like, I think he had the audio all along, bro. He must have had. For him to have known I don't know.
You was waiting to kind of expose him anyway. Do you realize, bro, that you went and bought that audio? You went and paid money to buy audio on Eazy. $500, bro. You spent $500 of your earnings, whatever, YouTube, fucking battle rap money.
Did you tell the folks that?
You spent $500 to buy some audio on Eazy. But I kept hearing, man, the rest of the audio is going to eventually come out. The rest of the audio is going to come out. Everybody kept telling me that. Real people, real close to you, Henny, kept telling me that the audio is going to come out. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
Fast forward December. Eazy had another battle with John the Don. John the Don dropped a little bit of the tape that day, right? About a couple of hours, probably that earlier, several hours before the battle. The battle, it was on Trenches. It was on the Trenches card. Good battle, by the way. Very good battle. Eazy 2-1, by the way. Eazy did win that battle. So when John the Don dropped it, everybody was eating that little part up. And then the blogger who paid $500 dropped the full length tape. Now, mind you, the blogger and Eazy supposed to have had a deal or something where he wouldn't drop it. I kind of think that the reason why Eazy also made that deal because A, he don't know who he spoke to. B, he was probably covering it for himself and for Remy too. I think that him and Rem had to have a full conversation about what the hell went on that night. Because Eazy was in the dark about a lot of things. And from his perspective, it probably looked like some shit was going on between Rem and Pap, and Rem was going to fall in line with Pap. I think that that's how he felt that day. I think he said after this shit happens, she's going to fall in line with Pap, so I'm going to have to figure out what to do next. So that's why you hear him talking kind of spicy. He didn't disrespect Remy, but he was just talking like, I'm going to have to get my shit together because all this could fall on me. I'm the easiest, scapegoat in all of this. So there you have a woman that's that's not going to come out. Why would she come out in defense of Eazy? He's supposed to be and I'm just saying this, in this scenario, he's supposed to be the side dude. Remy don't want people to know about her and him, right? So of course she's going to stick up for Pat, Because that's actually the married person that everybody loves, right? But it turns out it didn't happen that way. After the scuffle ensued, everything went away. We're going back to that grudge night match. Remy went home with Eazy. Now, when you hear the recording, and you're going to hear this in this recording, you're going to hear when Eazy said she need to go ahead and tell everybody or tell them that they're not together. He didn't say she need to tell Pap that they're not together. He's saying she needs to tell them that they're not together, meaning the outside people.
She just needs to let them niggas know that they're not together. You know what I mean? Let them niggas say, you don't gotta say that you with anybody else like you just went.
So that also shows credence to Pap and Remy not really being together for about a couple of years, meaning that then, if that's the case, other outside of the divorce that needs to happen, for some reason that's not happening, I can't, with good conscience, believe that the reason why Remy is not divorcing Pap is because Pap would not admit that Pap would not lie for her, telling people that he didn't knock out Eazy. That's a dumbass argument. So you mean to tell me you've been asking Remy for a whole divorce, but she's not going to give it to you because you're not going to lie and say that you didn't knock out Eazy? That's the most dumbest ass reason for her not to want to give you a divorce. That doesn't even compute right. That doesn't make sense to me. Again, this is all speculation, but this is what I'm reading. I think that we don't know all things, but I don't think Remy is lying about. So I'm not saying she's innocent. All I'm saying is, if you really just take your projection out of it, because a lot of y'all are projecting, take your projection out of it, and just look at it for what it is. Even if you can't stand Eazy, take all of that out. Take away anything that you have the doubt of, and just listen to what the facts is saying. Now, this could be really cleared up if Remy would have just came out, like I said previously, said, "Hey, we ain't together. Don't ask me nothing else." Look, I don't know. She could have put it in a song like, me and Pap leaned all the way back from each other, and now we all the way up separated. I don't know. I'm not a rapper. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. But it could have been done in a song, in a play, on a poem, whatever. Y'all not together. We get it now. Okay. Another important point. Remember the post where Remy said that I asked you for a divorce and I tried to ask for it quietly, but you didn't want that. You wanted a public blow up. Maybe that's what this whole thing was about. Maybe she said, "Okay, you want to blow up? Well, then let's go nuclear. Then I'm gonna take you to Nuketown. We're gonna blow I'm gonna blow everything, even if it's me. I'm blowing everything up in here because you want to see this. You want this to happen." I know people keep saying that Remy was crashing out. I don't think she was crashing out. I think she was airing out. I think there's a difference. Crashing out is when you use a lot of emotion. You're upset, you're mad, and I can't believe this, and he did this to me. Oh my God. And you know what I'm saying? Freaking out. The stuff that Remy was showing, that was methodical. That was, I'm about to air you out. I'm airing out who they think you are. I'm airing you out. And her. And whomever else, because according to Remy, there's more. Remember those screenshots I was showing you? There's more, right? I think that's what Remy was doing. Remy's tired of his ass being in that house, I think. And she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna play your blow up game then." Yup, sure enough. Yup, I'm sure am. I'm gonna do it. I sure am gonna do it. And yesterday was the day. Now, whatever happens, we don't know. But I think that's what it was. I don't think she crashed out. I keep hearing a lot of people saying, "Well, Remy downgraded. She downgraded. Easy to Timu Pat, whatever, what have you, right?" But if you notice that last part in that post that she did, she said, "You're jealous because somebody treated me nicely." Treated her nicely. and made her, what was it? Made her feel special. I forgot what it was, but you see it. You read it. And treated her like she means something. If that's all it took for somebody to treat her nice, another man to treat her like she's worth something to him, are y'all sure that's a downgrade? Because clearly it's not about money. Let's not forget, Remy is the bag. Remy was the bag when Remy was in prison. And I'm not downgrading Pat. I'm talking realistically. Sometimes when you talk real, you don't like to hear the shit. Remy is the forever bag. Okay? When she was in prison, she was the bag. Her friend even confirmed that. If that was a friend that was on that thing that was talking about Pat. She said she was there since the beginning. How you hold her down with her own money, she said. Remember that? So if that's the case, then are you sure this was a downgrade? Also, Eazy has dropped hints too. Eazy does these freestyles and stuff like this. And that last freestyle he talked about, how to treat a lady, it could be loosely associated with Remy, right?
He didn't treat her right, so I made that shit my duty. A brand name, but everything ain't Gucci. Favorite food, pasta, holiday, Halloween, favorite color, switch up. Right now it's a lot of green. You gotta go on date nights, you gotta take a painting. And she don't touch a car door unless I couldn't make it. You know I hustled everything, learned it from the game. Just because you got money, that don't unlame a lane.
He's been mentioning certain things. Like, he's been saying for the longest that he ain't cheat. Remy's been saying that she hasn't cheated either.
Never cheated on nobody, so I don't know what y'all talking about. Never cheated on nobody, so I don't know what y'all talking about.
So I think that from what this shows, this kind of gives more credence to Remy. I want to make sure I'm clear on why I have this scandal smear campaign and setup, because I think that this whole scandal was a smear campaign and a setup to show Remy in a bad light, and also Eazy. I think it was supposed to originally happen on that grudge match night. I think it was supposed to show Eazy was supposed to lose everything. Him and Remy is not supposed to have been together. They was not supposed to have moved forward from there. Remy's supposed to have been so mad that she would have left battle rap, and Eazy's supposed to have been by himself. And now that would have made Eazy have to go back to the entity that he was a part of before. I think once you obliterate the timeline that Pap is talking about, and actually put in the timeline with the Hitman Holler card, it kind of shows that Remy and Eazy might have been set up that whole night. Inside type of job too. And I'm not saying it was from Pat. It could have been two different instances. It could have been two different incidents happening at the same time. That could have happened. It could have been his thing was, I'm going to meet this dude where it's at. And then also him getting recorded. Actually, I think Eazy got recorded a couple of days later after it happened or what have you. But the strategic drop, the fact that outside entities knew that this tape was about to drop, the fact that from all accounts of this post, that Christmas post of Pap saying that Eazy shook his hand, then he effed his wife, right? When, according to Eazy, y'all ain't been together, and you shook my hand way earlier than that. Tells me that Pap ain't telling the truth all the way. Pap is trying to make it look away. Pap been trying to make it look away ever since the grudge card day, when Remy put that post up and Remy put that post up and Eazy put that post up. Remember, again, Rem said you wanted me to, you made me go to the award show with you. That was the award show. She was wearing that beautiful yellow gown. It was very see-through, honey, but it was pretty. And she held his hand and all of that. And then after which, based on what Eazy said, he was supposed to make a post that nothing happened. He was supposed to stop that.
I didn't say nothing because here's the real story. Y'all want to know the real story? I'm gonna tell y'all the real story. So the real story is the TuneCore niggas was hitting this nigga up and telling this nigga like, yo, if the situation not going down, you gonna basically his job was at risk. He was telling Rem to tell me to be quiet. So what was supposed to happen is that if he would have went to the red carpet with her and they would have act like that they was cool, he was supposed to make a tweet that say me and him didn't happen. So I agreed to it because originally it's supposed to be like, yo, E, I want you and this nigga to get on live and act like y'all cool and laugh and laugh. I didn't agree to that shit. I'm like, man, fuck that nigga. So it was like, all right, the next plan was, yo, he want me to go to the red carpet with this nigga, and if he goes to the red carpet with me, he'll tweet and say nothing happened between y'all. And I said, okay, cool. Well, it is what it is. The nigga goes to the red carpet and he don't tweet nothing. He done lined that shit out. I said, oh, okay, I see what this type time is. Like, you mean nigga really done lined this shit up? And I was like, ooh, he done got me. Twice. Nigga done got me twice. I said, okay, cool.
I don't know why, but I believe that a lot. I believe that's what he was supposed to have done. And I'll tell you why. Because when Remy had that song with Mary, y'all remember that song? And Remy's rapping that part like you lost a good girl and such, and everybody like, oh, now we understand what's going on. And people started looking at Pap funny. You remember Pap jumped his ass right out here and was like, nuh-uh, I'm a producer on the song. Nuh-uh, she's just a very skilled MC, and she got to the spirit of the song, some shit like that. He heard it but cleared his name. He never said, oh, by the way, Remy never cheated. He made sure he was clean. He ain't do that for Rem though. He let Rem take that heat, and Rem never said anything to stand up for her own name either. That was on Rem on that particular part. Remy was allowing this smut to be on her name, and she should never have. I don't know why she thought that was the best option. Maybe because she didn't want everybody in her business, and I get that part. You didn't have to explain everything else, but yo, once your husband lie on you like that, and if we're going by what we're hearing from Eazy and Remy, that he set Eazy up, he set Remy up, telling Eazy that she tried to line him up, and then text Remy, and Remy said this too, saying thanks for lining him up. Well, what kind of husband does Remy have? All I got to go on is based off of the clues here. I think Pap inadvertently opened up a whole different timeline that proves that he ain't been shit to Remy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. And I'm being very, very I'm being just factual based on what we have as information. I'm just going off of that. I'm just going off of that. Okay. There's also now I do want to enter in Claressa. Again, everybody keeps saying that Pap got to upgrade. Pap got to upgrade. Blah blah blah. Yeah, Remy mad because Pap upgraded. Let's look at something real carefully. Remy's about 44 years old, I think, 43 or 44, right? Eazy's about probably what 36, 37 years old. Pap is about 46. Claressa is 29 and a millionaire. Let that sink in. Claressa is 17 years younger than Pap, right? And this ain't me judging on because she's well old enough, but she's 29 and a millionaire. If we're going to keep it a buck, and I'm not disrespecting any of the men, but if we're going to keep this a buck, Remy and Claressa are paid. They bank. They not playing bank. Claressa got endorsements. She's a boxer. She's an MMA fighter. She has endorsements. She got a movie coming out about her life. That's just gonna grow more and more things. She's only 29. Remy came out from prison. She did 7 years. In 4 years out of that 7 years, from the time she was in prison, and she had probation for a long period of time, so she couldn't tour. Her and Joe had did Plata Plomo, which was a very good album. Y'all want to get that? That's a very very good album. Y'all could be a stan all you want to, but if you real hip hop, go get that album with her and Fat Joe. That's an awesome album. Anyway, she couldn't go anywhere, so they couldn't tour, right? But she was doing her thing. She was getting herself together, right? Remy always been the bag. Remy straight. That's why Remy ain't got to drop an album. Whatever she's doing outside business ventures, she's good. She was on TV shows. Her and Pap. You seen her and Pap on all this stuff. She was cooking her ass off. They had a whole Mackie Christmas, Merry Mackie Christmas. I was waiting for the next Mackie Christmas. I was gonna get some of the recipes. Shit. I was like, okay, Remy. Okay. Go ahead, girl. I was looking forward to that, you know. But let's not get it twisted though. Remy and Claressa are fine. So where's the demotion at? I think you guys are projecting because you really think Remy cheated. I don't think Remy really cheated. I think Remy seen the true colors of Pap. Also, Remy mentioned that Pap has a gambling problem and that Pap was pressing her for money for a smooth divorce. In other words, I'll give you a smooth divorce if you give me enough money that I can just fuck off with or trick off with whatever gambling does. And you know how serious this can be? There was a situation that happened with Bobby Brown, right? Bobby Brown owed some debts, right? The person he owed debt to took him. Told Whitney Houston, you want to pay this debt, you want to see this dude. You know Whitney paid that money so Bobby can leave. When you have a spouse that has high stakes gambling problem, and I don't know if it's a high stakes gambling, but I'm gonna say so because remember they're in a different tax bracket now. That anybody that got gambling problems that messes up the family. It messes up a lot of stuff. Another thing that I want to point out that now this is Eazy saying this. I'm not saying this is Pap. Eazy said that Pap was a fuck up.
Because here's the thing, how I feel, nigga. Like, I don't feel like that I took nobody from nobody. I wasn't fucking with each other already. This shit been years for real, bro. It's been years. He just know that he's a fuck up. So you know when a nigga is really a fuck up and he loses his jaw and she really a good jaw and you really lose it and the next nigga got it and you don't feel like the next nigga should hang your jaw, then niggas start acting. I'm happy for the nigga. Nigga, move on. I've been waiting, like, yo, get the fuck out the crib. Like, go ahead, bro. I've been waiting. I'm happy. I was like, ooh, got him. I was like, ooh, finally, the nigga moved on. Because at the end of the day is shit been asked to slide and divorce papers been always asked and yo, can you leave the crib? That shit been asked. You mean over here? Yo, y'all can't believe that shit, bro. Y'all really be thinking a nigga held somebody down for, come on, bro, let's think about it. No nigga held nobody down for no 7 years, not getting no pussy. Are y'all serious?
So ain't no telling what's been going on in that relationship while y'all keep saying that he upgraded. Right? My best advice for Claressa, girl, you are 29 years old. You have a successful trajectory right now. There is no reason for you to be involved with a man that has baggage. You have no lies and no ties to that man. Let his ass go and handle your business, honey. Okay? Let him and Remy go through this process, and I can almost agree. I can almost uh be assured that Remy is done and is going to go ahead full-fledged divorce on this. Whatever you got to miss out on, you just going to have to miss out on. It had to get ugly before it got better, and that's what it is. Y'all hate Remy now, y'all love her later. Don't worry about it. Y'all love calling women, telling women they for the streets, and you don't even know what the hell going on. It looks like Pat was hitting them streets a lot sooner than Remy was, and Remy was trying to point out the fires. That's what it seemed like to me. And the reason why I also said that is because I did hear the brat on her show, and she just sounds a little bit perturbed about what was going on with Pap and Remy, and she was sticking up for Remy, and it seemed like it came from a different type of place of like, yeah, like she knows something. I'm not saying she does. I'm just saying the way the tone was. So my best advice for Claressa, real quick, is don't get it. Y'all keep saying that Pat upgraded, but did Claressa upgrade with Pat? I mean, think about it. Remember the text messages? Claressa said she has to tell a 46-year-old man that she would like to be complimented, would like to have flowers, would like for him to spend time with her. A 29-year-old woman shouldn't have to tell a 46-year-old man who's supposed to know how to treat a woman from all accounts that we know of. She shouldn't have to remind him of things like that. That should be automatic with him, right? Again, she's new too, so you want to give all the best impression. Now, moving to Eazy. A lot of again, y'all said that Remy was downgrading. But I think that sometimes, okay, let's talk about this thing called building. It's all going to make sense in a minute. A lot of guys, a lot of y'all be talking that stuff like, women, I want a woman that can build with me, that can build with me. I'm going to tell you right now, if that man, and this is for men too, if that man or woman got their shit together, the only thing they're going to build is with some kids, is some Legos with some kids. That's it. They're not building nothing else. Okay? Once I got my shit together, I'm not starting all over again to help you. Now, there are caveats. What if there's a dude that in his space of where he's at, he is building, and you see that in him, that with what he got to work with, he's maximizing to the best of his benefit with it. Would you then build with him then? Yes. Because you see within him what he's doing, and he's accomplishing things with what he got to work with. And you can tell if he only had a little bit more and the right person to help with that, you can help him build. That, yes. And I think that's what Remy saw in Eazy. Remy and Eazy has a similar background. Both of them has been to prison. Both of them got out and hustled and did what they had to do. Both of them are providers in their own right. Eazy got kids too. You think them kids eating for free? Y'all be thinking a lot of these battle rappers are broke. A lot of I ain't gonna say all of them. There are a lot that are broke, yes, but I will say, and I can comfortably say that based on what I've seen in battle rap, Eazy ain't one of them. Eazy's not one of the ones that's broke. He's one of the ones that handles his money very smartly. So, and this was before Remy, right? When he was growing and investing in himself and things. So maybe that's what Remy sees in him. She sees that inner self importance in that person, that inner build, that inner hunger, that inner I see you came from the bottom and you have honor about yourself, you have respect about yourself, there's certain qualities that maybe Rem sees in that. She don't have to worry about money. She's cool with her money. It ain't like she met the dude and just started signing over checks to him. I don't think Remy is a sugar mama at the moment. I don't think so. Just like with Claressa. Claressa got her own money. What did she want with Pap? She just wanted time. She wanted him to buy her flowers, to think about her a little bit, have a conversation. Try, even though this dude married, she wanted that. Both of these women, with as much money as they had, they weren't thinking about money of their counterpart. They was thinking about something else that fulfilled them, right? And it looks like whatever it was with Eazy and Rem, and I don't know if they're together today, but for that time being, whatever it was, Eazy fulfilled that. So is that really a downgrade? I mean, really, is that really a downgrade? I'm just looking at all aspects here. So for each of them, I'm gonna start with Claressa. Claressa, you 29 years old, girl. You better get out of this shit. Don't you ever fight over no man. As long as you are black and breathing and successful, even if you're not successful, as long as you black and breathing, don't ever put your ego in the place of you fighting over a man. Never. In your wildest dream. I don't give a damn. No. Especially a 45, 46-year-old man that got kids that resembles a spade's hands for an impossible. Nah. You are 29 with no lies and no ties. Girl, and you fighting over a guy who is married still and ain't got his own shit together yet. Not disrespecting Pap, I'm just talking in reality. Think about it. If you're going to be with a man that's 46 years old, none of this should be going on in his life. There should not be stuff that's bringing you into a situation where you got to explain to your PR team, oh, yeah, hey, let's throw a contest or something so we can get people's mind off of stuff. Where you up there crashing out trying to get to NYC because you want to show Remy that you can box. That woman ain't about to fight you. She is with security all the time. Do you understand that? Are you about to lose everything you got over this dude? You bet not. That for any dude. Girl, you better go head on. If that's what you're looking for, then you shouldn't have to ask somebody to tell you that. That man should already want to do that. So that should be your red flag. With Eazy, I really don't have nothing as far as some type of. You know what? My advice with Eazy is you ain't gotta talk so much. You don't need that fade with Pat. Pap is doing that because he know that gets under your skin because from all accounts of you, you know that shit bothers you. But everybody know that man ain't knock you out. There's been a couple of journalists that's coming out saying Pap didn't do that shit, and because of that, that's gonna start showing a chink in Pap's honor of not being honorable, right? So I think you need to get past that fade. You're not gonna get it, and it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. So don't even, right? Well, Remy, you might as well go ahead, girl. Get that divorce and keep it moving. Get that divorce and get that peace, girl. And come on out. Stop hiding. Because you've really become a recluse of yourself. You have a whole battle league. And we barely see you. We see Eazy. Eazy ain't the owner of Chrome. You are. Girl, get out on these interviews and start talking. They ain't got to know your business. Just tell them. We're not talking about that. That's going with personal problem. I'm not over it yet. Don't start having me ask you. Don't ask me shit. How's your family doing? You know what I'm saying? But we need to see you, Rem. You've really been, and you've been withdrawn, it seems like. And I understand, again, it's none of our business about what goes on in your marriage. But since it's out in the open now, shit, I ain't saying doing interviews about your marriage. I'm saying come on out. Come on outside, Rem. Stop hiding. You ain't got to hide no more. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of. Girl, you know they talked about Jesus. Shoot. Pap, I don't know what's going on with you, but I suggest you chill. Um, that's all I got for all four of these people. Like, chill out. You and Rim got a kid together. I'm quite sure y'all don't want, and it seems like you more so than Remy don't want a lot of stuff to come out. So maybe you need to go ahead and get that divorce and get your ass on somewhere. You still work with TuneCore, right? Get you an apartment through TuneCore. I'm quite sure you got executive cards. I'm quite sure they can give you a place to live real quick. them or over there at the drama hour, what have you, you got something successful going on. You stepping in the shoes of the great legend that was also your friend and icon to the hip hop. Rest in peace, DJ K Slay. Like, you got something. Go ahead. Go ahead. This don't make no damn sense. It really don't. I understand that it gets comfortable with that money in that house, don't it, right? Well, you should have been doing something where it wouldn't just been Remy. That's all I got. That's all I got from that. But again, I just wanted to discuss this. I know this was a little different than the previous day, part one. But the reason why it was so different was because it now shows that there was a setup going on. And well, to me at least, I'm not going to say it was true. I'm just saying, from all accounts and purposes, everything that I'm looking into, as far as everything y'all seen on the post and listening to, right, from the recording and from the videos, this was a smear campaign, a scandal, and a setup. And Eazy was supposed to be the scapegoat. That's something. So it is really just, I'm just so, like, it feels so surprising that, again, all of this could have been just coincidences, but I don't believe in coincidences all the way through. Eazy talked about how it was even hard for them to get their card out of valet, right? Or for them to get their car and valet wouldn't give it to them. It seemed like it was a whole setup that whole night. From the horrible battles, maybe even from the battle fight. Not saying both of them was involved, but maybe one of them was. Remy's talking about how Pat was feeding information. Maybe he was helping with paying money. The reason why I have a feeling that another entity was involved, because Pap and that other entity, some of the people in that other entity has been real cool for years, and so has Remy. Which goes into the whole thing about the way Eazy left as well. Remember, Eazy left that entity, right? Because he found the loophole. All of this is making sense that this was bigger than their relationship. This was bigger than the relationship of Eazy and Remy. This was supposed to be this was deeper than that. This was on so many, this was a damn Lifetime movie. If you think about this, this is a Lifetime ass movie. You got betrayal, you got scandal, you got smear campaigns, you got a setup, you got a scapegoat. This was hip hop, Love and Hip Hop, a different version. You have the husband that might have worked with the outside entity to help pull everything off. That also was responsible for helping the tape drop. That was supposed to embarrass Remy so bad that she's supposed to close up shop. So then there can only be one once again for battle rap. And Easy's supposed to be begging and pleading because they know right now that battle rap is his livelihood. So if you get Remy out of here, Eazy got to go back to where he came from. And at that time, nobody was touching him at the moment, no other league, because of the lawsuit of certain other leagues had. So they wasn't going to be bothered with it. So he would have had to come back. All this is making a whole lot of sense to me. Again, this is all speculation. 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 But it's making a lot more sense. It's also showing that I think the reason why, and this is again speculation with Remy, and why she's so overtly assertive or aggressive, is because of whatever she was going through in that house with Pat. Whatever that was. Y'all got to remember, they talked about the Black Love brand too. I don't want to forget this about the Black Love brand. Y'all have to remember when Remy first came out, didn't nobody want to talk to Remy. Y'all forgot when Remy was rough around them edges, honey. When Remy and I'm speaking to you as a person who's I still have There's Something About Remy, which is a classic, by the way. That is a hood classic. That whole CD is bomb. But when Remy first came out, didn't nobody want to talk to Remy? Remy even told y'all that. Remember when she first came out? Didn't nobody want to? It took a lot for people to even try to have some type of trust with her, because the charges that she was met with, so what they perceived her to be, and everything. It was hard for Remy for a minute. So having that Black Love and rebranding was a big help to Rem too, because it made her softer. It made her softer. She was on a curfew. It was a lot of things that was part of this Black Love brand, right? So in a way, she made she fell victim to her own brand as well, because she knew what that brand meant to her. In a way, it made Remy a lot more softer. It made her more approachable. She went out her way to be a sweetheart to people. Everybody who seems to know her says that she's very genuine, you know? So that Black Love brand and all of the rebranding of Remy meant a lot to her too. So to blow up Pap's spot would look like she's blowing up her own spot. And so guess what? Everybody will say, "Oh, she fake, she phony, she phony, she fake. Oh, I knew Rem was lying. Rem was this." She didn't want to hear all that shit. She didn't want to hear all that. So she fell victim to her own branding, insufferable branding thing as well. Until she was able to stand on her 2 feet. Now she don't give a damn. And she's still sweet to everybody else and all of that stuff from all accounts, from what other people say. So I wanted to mention that about that Black Love thing. And I think also, if we go back to that other post, and I'm gonna put that post up too, where she was talking about the gangster girl image, it seems as if Pat was using that against her a lot. Remind you, right? Remy's on probation. She can't act a fool. Pat knows she can't act a fool. Imagine the torment you have to go through to make sure you don't go back to prison. And somebody got that over your head. You're doing everything you can so you won't go back to prison, right? So, and this is just again speculation. I'm not saying Pat did any of this, but I'm just looking at it from Remy's perspective. If this is what she's trying to say, is like, you holding shit over my head. And when I try to call the police, not you calling the police, not you snitch, not you, because they go by a certain code. And she's like, but I'm a civilian. Nah, not Remy. Why don't you call Pat? Why don't you call Joe? And like she said, why would I call them and put them in the middle of this stuff that you're trying to put them in? Why? She was isolated from all her friends and everything, from what she's saying. And why, I know y'all keep saying Remy's so tough, Remy's so tough, but y'all got to remember, Remy was under that probationary period for some time too. And it took people a long time to trust Remy as a brand. So, and again, they haven't been together for a while. So I'm not saying this stuff now. I'm saying this is what she was saying that was going on back then. Again, put your mindset to the time period. Don't look at present day's time period. Look at the time period where this shit was really kicking off. And I know it might be a little hazy, but they're kind of giving us the context clues. They really are. By all accounts, it appears Pat wants us to stay in the area of when the grudge card had dropped, right? When that evening of the grudge card. But this was before all of that. He been knew about Remy and Eazy. And if he been knew about Remy and Eazy, then that means Remy been knowing about what Pat been doing. And it probably took her a minute to step out. But if they found a way to get Remy out of battle rap, embarrass her as if she's a cheater and a liar, and Pat wrote her rhymes. Pat didn't write her rhymes. Remy been out before Pat. Remy was out before Pat. Remy was out before Pat. If y'all really know hip hop, y'all know that Remy was out before Pap. Remy always wrote disrespectful rhymes before she even met Pap. She's been out. We ain't even know who Pap was yet. Okay, so let's just stop that. So no. And no, Pap didn't help with Sheether. Remy has always been disrespectful. If you listen to her album, you would know that shit. Moving on. But that's what I think happened. That's again speculation. Speculation. But time will tell if some of this is going to start coming out true. Time will tell if there was a lot of mental abuse from Pat or not. Time will tell. Time will tell if Eazy is a user and just using Remy for purse strings. Time will tell. Time will tell if Remy actually just was up here cheating a mile a minute, and Pap is the real victim. And really, the only person who ain't got nothing to worry about is Claressa. Girl, if you don't take your ass home somewhere and go find an island and chill until it's time for your movie to come out and start promoting, stay out of this. There's nothing else you need to do. But time will definitely tell. And with that, I bid you all adieu. Thank you for joining me tonight. I want you to go in the comments if you can. Go in the comments and give me some of your theory. Because I could be totally off base and wrong. Totally. Everything could be wrong. I don't think I am, but on certain things, but totally wrong. So tell me what you think. Okay, y'all have a good one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Thank you again for joining me. And that's all we got. This is it. This is part 2 of the Air Out session. Hip Hop Heartbreak, Scandals, Smear Campaign, and Setup. By the way, and Scapegoat. Bye.